It's the National Football League on EA Sports, as we see a team who left LA take on a team who came back home. Buckle up. There's football coming your way, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
This is the NFL on EA Sports. We're 10 miles south of downtown LA as you can look inside SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we've been around for a minute, as the kids like to say. I called your games. There are guys who you played with back in your day who are now the veteran players in the league, and we got a couple of veterans here at quarterback. What a difference it makes for a team when they come in with a guy who knows what he's doing back at quarterback.
Oh, and it really does. And remember, Mike, the only way to gain experience is to gain experience. There's no magic formula. You got to be in the fire, make mistakes, make great plays, learning lessons. The more you see, the better you get. And no position is that more magnified than in the NFL at the quarterback position. So the fact that these guys have played so many games, so many seasons, they've seen so much, that's a huge advantage for each of these teams. Now the question is, in today's matchup, who comes out on top?
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out, Greg, by the #1 overall pick way back in 2009, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford was one of those guys, Mike, that I think through the first half of his career was probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the entire league. The talent was always undeniable. But when he was constantly discredited for was just the fact that he was on some really bad teams that were left to play really irrelevant football down the stretch. Immediately changed that narrative the second he joined a championship roster. Now, he's just trying to see if he can add some more hardware to that resume and solidify that legacy even further. This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense, and boy, did they ever. Set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Stafford now on 3rd down. That's taken in by Higbee. 11 yards on the pass there. 1st down, LA.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Trying the left side. Here goes Williams. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. A pass complete there to Smith. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the 1st down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
He'll try to run for it with Williams. And he's going to have a Rams 1st down. Maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
On first down, right back to Williams. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. 2nd and 6. The motion man is Nacua. They'll fake the handoff now. Stafford. That's to Atwell. He's got it. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
They've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Changes the complexion of things. It's 1st and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. They'll run. It's Williams to the 5-yard line. Down and goal. Working out of the gun, Stafford to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Cardi comes out now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Rams will take a 7-0 lead. Team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They're led by their quarterback, number 2 overall pick going back to 2016, the veteran Carson Wentz.
While he may not be the MVP candidate he was just a few years back, there is no question he is someone who still has all the tools to be a successful NFL quarterback. Let's not forget, he was one of the highest paid players in the entire league at one point. Now, it's clear, those days are obviously in the rearview mirror, but there's no denying he's a great option, and he's going to get his shot here today.
He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Jared Verse there to make the tackle. On a 2nd down and 8. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. To throw, Wentz. That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. And he will score. Trey Tucker. Touchdown, Las Vegas. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This is fielded inside the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Rams offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Play action now for Stafford. Pass brought in by Ferguson. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position. But this time, he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
Now a 2nd down throw for Stafford. Catch made there, that's Smith. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Rams 1st down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
The motion man is Nacua. They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
Right back to Adams. He's got it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Stafford to throw again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Throwing again is Stafford. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams. To break the huddle, it's 2nd and 5. The motion man is Nacua. He pulls it in around the 5. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down. They are set up with 1st and goal.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
That is Ferguson in motion. Again, it's Stafford. This one caught at the 4. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Rams. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. What an opening quarter he is having. Greg, that is 2 touchdown receptions here in the 1st quarter.
Mike, all this guy has to do is keep this pace up, and he's going to have himself 8 touchdowns. But in all seriousness, if I'm this quarterback, I'm not looking anywhere else until this defense proves they have an answer, because right now, they don't have it.
So after one, the Rams out to the early lead. And we're back at SoFi in SoCal. After this, team's ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. In motion is Myers. On play action, he'll set up to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. A handoff as they try to run it here. And they'll finally track him down as he takes it up to the 45-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Here's 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Tucker. Back is Wentz. That'll be caught right side by the rookie wideout. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Wentz. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with 1st down. A shotgun snap to Stafford. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. They'll go again with Williams. And this is going to be a Rams first down. The tackle made at about the 43-yard line. Out of the gun, Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
On third down, here's Williams.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here early.
So a fourth down, the Rams will send out Ethan Evans to punt. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Raiders offense ready to take over once more. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. His drive will start on the ground. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
That's a short one, caught by Bowers. Here's a 3rd and 10. Here's Wentz. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. In motion is Myers. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down. Taken back to the other side of midfield.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. SoFi Stadium after a short break. On third down, they'll try to get it on the ground. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up fourth down.
Well, maybe he's counting a little bit, Mike, on this defense being in pass mode, and maybe you can catch him off guard with the run call. In this case, the defense was ready for all of it. They hold them to no gain. They're going to have to bring out the punt team.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Rams offense and Matthew Stafford heading back onto the field. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. From the gun, here's Stafford. Open man is Smith. He's got him. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30. Line up first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
To throw on second down, Stafford. Here's a screen set up to Williams. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screen play there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Throw it on third down, Stafford. He's got a man. That's Nacua. Complete. 18 yards on the pickup there. First down, L.A.
Are on the quarterback. So if your receiver doesn't sell that right and this ball's not thrown on time, you're going to end up watching that defender take this thing back the other way.
Now a timeout Rams. That's number 2. As they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. They went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. To the air again. Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. He'll let it go deep left sideline.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. 23, they'll begin first and 10. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we'll take a breath. We're at the not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Raiders. The third quarter begins with a run. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. He'll get this out wide. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Throwing is Wentz. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch. Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
To operate from, here's 2nd and inches. He'll turn and hand this one off. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
To throw, here's Wentz. That one caught by Tucker. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. To the left side, it is caught by Myers. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
That is caught side of the end zone. Touchdown, Vegas.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum field. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. Carlson now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. Team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Rams offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. 1st and 10. They go play action with Stafford. He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. This one complete to Atwell. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff now. Stafford. That's to the left side and pulled in by Higbee. A pickup there of 13. Good for a Rams 1st down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
It's another run here for Williams. They'll get this across midfield. It's brought down following a pickup of 5.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
The Raiders offense and Carson Wentz head back onto the field. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Work with, it is 1st down and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Back is Wentz. That's brought in by Myers. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a 1st down.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now Wentz. He gets this one to Tucker. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. 5. To throw, Wentz. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. 18 yards on the connection. First down, Vegas.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sport. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wentz. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
Now, faking the give. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's taken in. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
Seemed to me, Mike, before that ball was even snapped, the quarterback had already made up his mind. I'm throwing the ball to the tight end no matter what the look is. And he's counting on the big body picking up the rest after the catch. And even though he's able to secure the ball, nice job by the defense keeping him short of the sticks. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
As the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Rams offense about ready to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll get about 5.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line.
Holding offense. Still 1st down.
In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Here's Stafford. Pass caught right side by Higbee. They're trying to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front. They're going to get him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Linebacker certainly wasn't fooled on that play. Not only does he get there in a hurry, but he's able to secure that tackle and bring him down for a loss.
Williams gets it on the draw. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. The coverage too good downfield. They'll wind up taking him down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. Unloads downfield, looking for Nacua. And that is incomplete. The defense very happy to see that play call. The decision to go for it on 4th and long will end up in a turnover on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
It's 1st and 10. Handoff here, up the middle, and he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here's Wentz. And he's in. Trey Tucker. Touchdown, Las Vegas. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders will open it up even further. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. To the left side, and Adams has it. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
Stafford now on 1st down. That's to Atwell. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the 4th quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball.
Kyren Williams, the intended receiver there, and it'll be second down. They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. There's a short one taken in by Higbee.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Stafford now on third down. He'll try and get there on the ground. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues. 13 yards on that one. Move the sticks. It's a first down. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. A shotgun snap to Stafford. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Tyler Higbee. Touchdown, LA. It's up and through. And the Rams are able to cut the deficit to 10. But down a couple of scores, we're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
The visitors off. Now give on the ground, and he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. And 9. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. It's third down. They'll drop to throw. To the left side. It is caught by Myers. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
So this one, a win for the Raiders. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night.